everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's lesson I'm gonna show you how we can add some sections and index list in our UI table view. So this is the result that we are going to work on today, okay? And to begin this lesson, instead of building the Xcode project from scratch, you can download the project template, which you can see on the screen right now. Okay, so I have already configured some aspects of the app, such as the name, the title, and the images. Okay, so you can download this template, and from that we're going to work on today's lesson. Okay, so the template already includes everything you need to start with. If you build the template, you'll have an app showing a list of Avengers, okay, in a table view, but without sections and index. Later we will modify the app, group the data into sections, and add an index list to the table. Okay, so let's get started. If you open the Avengers EN project, the Avengers data is defined in an array. Okay, here, as you can see. Okay, well, we are going to organize the data into sections based on the first letter of the Avenger name. Okay, so first declare two instance variables in the Avengers table view controller class. Okay, so var Avengers dict, which is a dictionary. Okay, so string like this. Okay, and then var Avenger section titles. Okay, like this. So we initialize an empty dictionary for storing the Avengers and an empty array for storing the section titles of the table. Okay, the section title is the first letter of the Avenger name. Okay, because we want to generate a dictionary from the Avengers array, we need a helper method to handle the generation. Okay, so right now insert the following method in the Avengers table view controller class. So maybe right here, you can write mark helper methods like this, and then create the function. Okay, func create Avenger dict. Okay, like this, for Avenger in Avengers. Okay, get the first letter of the Avenger name and build the dictionary. Okay, like this. Cool. So let first letter index is equal to Avenger dot index, this one. Okay, where you can write Avenger dot start index. Okay, and here 1. Cool. Then let Avenger key is equal to string, and here we are going to simply write Avenger. Okay, like this, first letter index. Okay, cool. And then if var Avenger values is equal to Avengers dict, okay, with the Avenger key, then Avenger values dot append Avenger, okay, like this. Then Avenger dict Avenger key is equal to Avenger values, else Avengers dict Avenger key is equal to Avenger, okay. And then here you can write get the section titles from the dictionaries keys and sort them in ascending order, okay. And here you can write Avenger section titles is equal to an array type string, okay. And here you can write Avengers dict, okay, dot keys simply. And then Avenger section title is equal to Avenger section titles dot sorted, okay, by $0, then $1, like this, okay. So in this method we loop through all the items here, okay, in the Avengers array. For each item we initially extract the first letter of the Avengers name to obtain an index for a specific position, okay. You have to ask the string itself for the start index and then call the index method to get the desired position, okay. In this case the target position is 1 since we are only interested in the first character. Okay, so in the above case it means to extract the first character, okay. You may wonder why we need to wrap the return substring with a string initialization. In Swift 4, when you slice a string into a substring, you will get a substring instance. It's a temporary object sharing its storage with the original string. In order to convert a substring instance to a string instance, you will need to wrap it with string, okay? Like this. Cool. So after Avengers dict here is completely generated, we can retrieve the section titles from the keys of the dictionary, okay. To retrieve the keys of a dictionary, you can simply call the keys method. However, the keys returned are unordered. Swift standard library provides a function called sorted, okay, which returns a sorted array of values of a known type based on the output of a sorting closure you provide, okay. Cool. You should be very familiar with the closure expression syntax. In the body of the closure, we compare the two string values. It returns true if the second value is greater than the first value. It's a shorthand in Swift for writing inline courses. Here, $0 and $1 refer to the first and second string arguments. If you use shorthand argument names, you can omit nearly everything of the closure, including argument list and in keyword, okay. So with the helper method created, update the viewDidLoad method to call it up, okay. So here you can say create Avenger dict, okay. We can also put a comment, generate the Avenger dictionary. Okay. Next, change the number of sections method and return the total number of sections. Okay, so here Avenger section titles dot count. Okay, to display a header title in each section, we need to implement the title for header in section method. This method is called every time a new section is displayed. Based on the given section index, we return the corresponding section title. So you can write, for instance, just right there, title for header in section, okay, and then return Avenger section titles section. Okay, cool. It's very straightforward, right? Next, we have to tell the table view the number of rows in a particular section. So update the number of rows in section method here. Okay, so we have to write now, you can delete that and then write return the number of rows in the section. Okay, so let Avenger key is equal to Avenger section titles section. Okay, guard let Avenger values is equal to Avenger dict Avenger key. Okay, else return 0. Okay, and then return Avenger values. Cool. Dot count. So when the app starts to render the data in the table view, the number of rows in section method is called every time a new section is displayed. Based on the section index, we can get the section title and use it as a key to retrieve the Avenger names of that section. Okay, then we return the total number of Avenger names for that section. In the above code, we use the guard keyword here to determine if the dictionary returns a valid array for the specific Avenger key. If not, we just return 0. Okay, the guard keyword is particularly useful in this situation. We want to ensure that Avenger values contains some values before continuing the execution. Okay, and it makes the code clearer and more readable. Lastly, modify the cell for row add method as follows. Okay, so here configure the cell. You can write let Avenger key is equal to Avenger section titles index path dot section. Okay, then if let Avenger values is equal to Avengers dict Avenger key. Okay, then you can write cell dot text label dot text is equal to Avenger values index path dot row. Okay, like this. And here you have to write cell dot image view dot image is equal to UI image, this one. Okay, and then you write Avengers values index path dot row, and normally it should work now. Cool. So here, as you can see, we have our index, and each superhero is classified by its name. Okay, cool. So if you want to change some aspects of the cell, it's very easy. For instance, we're going to give greater height to the cell. So just go there and change the height of the cell here to 60, for instance. Okay, press enter. Also, don't forget to change it here to 60, press enter, and we can already launch it once and see if the cell has a better height. Okay, so as you can see, it's the case. Okay, then what we can do is to make a circle of the image. It's very easy. You just have to write cell dot image view dot layer dot corner radius is equal to 30. Okay, and cell dot image view dot layer dot mask to bounds is equal to true, and we relaunch the app and see if it works. Actually, you have to divide the height of the square by 2. Okay, or you can write 60. It's the same. Okay, so how can we add an index list to the table view? Like here on the right side, as you can see, we have an index list in our table view, UI table view. Okay, so it's very easy. It's easier than you thought and can be achieved with just a few lines of code. Simply add the section index title for method. For instance, here section index titles, this one, and return Avenger section titles. Okay, that's it. Compile and run the app again. You should find the index on the right side of the table. Okay, here, as you can see. But as you can see, we don't have all the letters of the alphabet, so we are going to change that. First of all, we're going to copy paste this array. Okay, put it just right there. Okay, and select this name and change it here. Okay, where is it? Normally it should work correctly now. Cool. So as you can see, now we have all the letters of the alphabet. Okay, cool. I have something else to show you. Actually, for the index, we have to add another method. Okay, which is section for section index title. Okay, and here you can write guard let index is equal to Avengers section titles dot index of, where is it? I think it no. Okay, of title else return -1. Okay, or return index. Cool. Here you have to override this method. So based on the selected index name, we locate the correct section index of Avengers section titles. In Swift, we use the method called index_of, okay, to find the index of a particular item in the array. The whole point of the implementation is to verify if the given title can be found in the Avengers section titles array and return the corresponding index. Then the table view moves to the corresponding section, okay? For instance, if the title is B, we check that B is a valid section title and return the index 1, okay? In case the title is not found, we return -1, okay? So compile and run the app again. The index list should now work, okay? So this method helps to make the index list work, okay? Cool. And finally, we can easily customize the section headers by overriding some of the methods defined in the UITableView class and the UITableView delegate protocol. In this demo, we'll make a couple of simple changes, okay? To alter the height of the section header, you can simply override the height for header in section height for header in section method, okay, and return perhaps 36, okay. So before the section header view is displayed, the will display header view method will be called. The method includes an argument named view. This view object can be a custom header view or a standard one. In our demo, we just use the standard header view, which is the UITableView header footer view object. Once you have the header view, you can alter the text color, font, and background color, okay? So here, don't forget to override. Okay, we can write will display header view, okay, this one, and write here, for instance, let header view is equal to view as UITableView header footer view. So header view dot background view dot background color is equal to UI color, okay, this one, yes. So it's gonna be 236 over 255, okay, 0.0, 240.0 over 255.0, and finally 241.0 over 255.0, okay, and the alpha is 1, okay. Then let me override this method, okay. Then header view dot text label dot text color is equal to red, for instance, okay. And finally header view dot text label dot font is equal to UI font, okay, this one, Avenir, for instance, and the size will be 25, okay. Cool. So run the app again, and the header view should be updated with our preferred font and color, okay. Cool. So here, as you can see, we put our own design for the header view, and everything works perfectly, okay. So if I click A, for instance, or X, M, everything works smoothly, okay. Thank you guys for having watched my tutorial of today's lesson. I hope you enjoy it, and I see you in the next lesson. Bye bye, guys.